Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's up?
I'm Tristan Frower from Frower House Studios because this is my YouTube channel and I am on it. Do we want to introduce ourselves?
Yeah, we do. I'm Emma Grimm.
I'm Alex McDonald.
So I like movies, she likes movies, he hates movies, and we're going to do a movie discussion.
Balance.
As all things should be.
Yeah.
Had to put it in there. So, what did we just watch?
We watched 1996 Scream.
Yep, we
by
just
Wes
watched
Craven.
Scream. Scream happens to be one of my favorite movies. It's actually my third favorite movie, and that's how we're deciding what movies we watched in our little discussion.
Introduce the premise of what we're doing.
We essentially took our top 25 favorite movies and we put them into a random spinning wheel. We did an online randomizer, and Scream came up twice, so Alex was like, it's a sign. So it's one of my favorite movies, third on the list. I'm sure we'll get to all of them eventually.
Yeah.
Emma, you said you saw it a long time ago.
A long time ago, to the point where mostly everything except for the iconic lines I did not remember. So.
And Alex,
I had not seen it.
He'd never even seen it, so...
And I don't actually hate movies. I do like them. I'm just critical.
What did you say that you and Hunter were having a discussion and you said that this is going to end the same way in the end?
That this will inevitably end with me exacerbatedly saying, fine, it was fine, I guess, no matter what movie we watch.
Me stuttering over how excited I am about how much I loved it.
Well, so I think that, Alex, you and I have discussed this before. I don't think you were present for this. But Alex is very, very skeptic when it comes to movies. I'm either I love it or I hate it. I'm pretty black and white. And you're the optimist between us. So it seems
for the most part. If I don't like a movie, though, you'll know.
Right.
Yeah.
But apparently, according to Alex, I am the one in the center between.
Yeah. Definitely. So you should be sitting here.
No, it's okay.
Too bad. I don't want to get up.
Whatever. Boy, girl, boy. Sure, something like that. I hope this microphone... I'm going to get the microphone a little bit closer.
Somebody want to run through the character names with me so that I don't just say
there's Sydney is the main character.
Played by Neve Campbell.
Yep. Yeah, you'll know all the people. There's Billy, her boyfriend.
Yep. I don't know who he's played by.
No. Stu.
She's played by Shaggy.
My guy. Yeah. What's her? Tatum is
also don't know who plays her.
Best friend's name.
Okay.
You put
Gail
faith
Weathers.
in me.
Weathers.
Played by original Courtney Cox.
Courtney Cox. Damn. And Dewey. Dwight.
And Dewey the
deputy. Dewey the deputy.
Deputy Dewey.
How much of that I remember.
Who else? Is there anything else?
It's probably
the Fonz.
Important. Yeah.
Who at the time I don't know if they eventually Courtney Cox and David Arquette ended up married. I don't know if they were just dating at the time or if they met on the set, but eventually they ended up married and divorced. But yeah, just a little thing about Courtney Cox. This is actually my first introduction to Courtney Cox. So
really?
Yeah, it made watching Friends years later a bit weird. Okay. Because I knew her as this badass reporter type character.
I think this is the second thing I saw her in aside from Friends. So, flip-flop there. Which is weird seeing me
I saw her in Friends, and then she was the wife in the remake of The Longest Yard. Was the second thing I saw Courtney Cox in. So this is now the third.
Yeah. I think this role suits her. I know.
Yeah. No, yeah. Definitely.
The unsung heroine of this. I mean, Sydney's kind of a badass, but...
Is she unsung? I mean, she...
I don't know, Gilbert.
She just comes out of nowhere and shoots the main character. She's the one that saves the day, so...
She really is.
It's a hard shot.
And she does kind of carry... I mean, I don't remember. I haven't seen the other sequels for a long time either, but doesn't she kind of carry through the storyline?
Yes. Yeah. She is in She is in the sequels. I won't say how many sequels, though, because even though it's not on our top list, I think that we're going to need to watch the sequels now.
Have to.
Yeah.
Scream 2 is arguably better than Scream 1, in my opinion. Scream 3, you can't skip it, but if I could skip it, I would. Scream 4 is honestly, it's pretty good. How
many are there?
There's 4.
Okay.
And then they made a TV show.
All right.
It kind of went the opposite way. 4 movies and a TV show. Rather than 6 seasons and a movie.
Is the show over?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I got disappointed when I found out it wasn't actually connected to
the Scream
the
universe.
movies. Because I don't think it would have been that hard to do.
Yeah.
Especially
but you
if you
assume all MTV viewers had not seen the original Scream.
That's fine. You can still put it in the same universe. This was my problem with the Ghostbusters movie.
Sure. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, but that's different.
What?
The newer one?
Yeah, the newer one.
See it.
I didn't have a problem with an
I didn't
all-female
wanna see it.
Ghostbusters, but don't pretend like the originals didn't exist at
Yeah.
all. Like,
Yeah.
just say they're carrying on the torch or whatever.
Yeah, that was a bad
I didn't know
move.
they were unrelated. That's
Yeah.
that's a little weird.
They're extremely unrelated.
Yeah, no, I'm confident in my decision to not see that movie.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird choice too. They were,
Yeah. I don't know. Ugh. Courtney Cox.
It's a good thing I had that microphone on, because that one was not on.
We have new audio levels now, audience.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's okay. I'll blend it in seamlessly.
I don't know if that's your category.
Tristan always fixes it in post.
No. You know
I know.
He's fucking with me right now. Because he
Alright.
hates me.
Well, since Alex, it's your first time seeing it, what did you think?
I liked it. It was
Yeah.
good. Yeah. As I was watching it, I remembered that we had competed in like a Swedish film festival, and that I had seen a Swedish version of it. So I started to remember kind of who the killer was through that Swedish version, or at least I knew there was going to be two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it was good. It was funny.
Yeah.
It was a lot of movie references, which is cool to see. Although, like, it kind of has that issue where, like, I feel like now a lot of people are copying Scream.
Well, of course.
But since I've seen Scream last, it seemed less original because I've seen all the copies.
I get that.
But you understand that it did it first.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
understand and respect it for doing
But
it
it's
first.
cool to watch a movie and see where all these different references
where
kind
everything
of come
came
from.
This is it bothered. Everyone knows about Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Like the parody of
Right.
Scream and
Yeah.
Like
everything.
I was saying when we were watching it, Dewey, like I can't help but
I
think
know, because
of
he's the
Goofy.
killer in Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, whatever. You don't need to see Scary Movie.
It's good.
I
think it's hilarious.
But you say that you saw you said you saw the Swedish film version of Scream. In my opinion, Scary Movie is the Swedish version of Scream. But also, I don't think a comedy parody of Scream was necessary because Scream itself is already
a huge comedy.
It's kind of a comedy
more
horror.
than anything, we were laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's some corny lines, but all in all, I think the rating is pretty witty and has a nice balance of being just comedic and cheesy, but
Had some of the greatest lines in all of
yeah,
cinema
the
history.
one-liners are amazing.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I want to actually sit down and read the screenplay for this movie because there's just so many tiny bits that stand out and you recognize. And yeah, it was a impactful movie. I mean, it brought horror back in the mid-90s.
It did.
Didn't it?
Yeah, as far as I know, it did. But I mean, I was born the year this movie was made, so
It was right before
it was during my time.
Tiny children.
Exactly my time. So some of the greatest one-liners in history, for sure.
Even though some of them
part
were
of that
taken
is
from other horror
exaggerating,
movies.
but there was one line
Like,
that she said, and now I need to start using this. I'm sorry I've been dealing with all this post-traumatic stress disorder this past year.
Or what does Tatum say? Steve and his penis don't deserve you.
Right. Billy and his penis don't
Billy and his
deserve
penis
you.
don't deserve you. It's good. I like the Psycho line though. We all go a little mad sometimes. Isn't that Psycho?
Yeah.
It's so good. I'm feeling a little woozy here. Stu, let's take a moment and appreciate that man's performance.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Every single line, every second that he was on film takes it away. And that's what I think I enjoy most about this movie.
Stu?
No, the actors.
Okay.
They're all so charismatic, and I think that was one of the reasons the film was so popular in the 90s, because, I mean, you do have, like, a stellar, attractive cast, but they are all also really charismatic, and, they play their characters so well.
Right, yeah.
And, yeah.
Drew Barrymore, who plays Casey, she was initially supposed to be Sydney.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was offered the role of Sydney, but then she said, wouldn't it make the audience less suspecting if I just played the person that dies at the beginning.
Yeah.
And they marketed this movie as if she was the main character. She was in the front of all the posters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they really played her off as that she was going to be the lead.
Sure.
So that it would be unsuspecting when...
Yeah.
Funny enough, I was very underwhelmed by her for that initial performance.
I thought she did the role fine.
Yeah. I think it's the initial phone call. It sounds like when she's talking on the phone, like they weren't playing or nobody was speaking the other lines to her, and she was running through them so quickly that they just had to shorten all the lines on the other side of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch it again, you'll see it.
At one point, it seemed like she wasn't even it seemed like the phone was tilted, so she wouldn't be able to talk into the speaker. Yeah. Everything.
But it is pretty. I mean, aside from being a funny movie and it is kind of suspenseful, it does get pretty gory without being too morbid.
True.
You know?
Yeah.
I really like her all white outfit in the beginning, and he's dragging her and hangs her. It does kind of punch that opening scene.
Oh yeah, no, I think that it
brilliant.
grabs the audience's attention.
Absolutely.
They say that as you get older, you actually get more sensitive to violence and everything.
Interesting.
I read that the other day. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But this scene, for whatever reason, it did affect me a little bit more.
When you watched it today?
When I watched it. Maybe it's because I have close friends that are parents.
Yeah.
And I actually know kids, and I'm like, oh
maybe
man,
that's
this
why
is sad.
As you're getting older, you can relate to the parents more of imagining that being your child or your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was, aside from that, a pretty distinct lack of an adult presence in the movie. Because even the final, third act takes place at that house party in which it seems no adults were at there. And I don't even think they say, oh, my parents are out of town for us to throw the party. It's just like, hey, come over to our house to party. So presumably there should have been some adults there just, in a room.
Yeah.
Not, which works for the movie in terms of, it's got to be kids dealing with it. And I like that they just don't even bother to try to write their way around it. They just say, this is the world, this is what we're doing, and we're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Well, you forgot the real unsung hero of this movie, and the real adult presence, the Principal Humphrey.
Yeah,
the Fonz!
He's the hero that everyone deserves.
Yeah. I would have liked more of him.
I know!
I don't know how they could have gotten him to that party.
Remember, your principal loves you.
Yeah.
That one scene with the two kids in the principal's office, though, that was intense.
Yeah.
He was waving those shears in their face.
Hey, if you
they
don't
made the
deserve
sound effect when he waved the shears, the token kind of, the shink, kind of killer sound effect.
Hey, if you can't handle him at his scissors, you don't deserve him at your principal loves you.
Yeah, true. Man, that man has aged so well.
He has.
He really has.
I get excited every time I see him in anything because I know that he's just going to deliver something good.
We gotta watch Barry. He is brilliant.
He takes every role that he does seriously. Good writing or not, you know that he's going to act his heart out.
Like Stu.
I love him in...
What is the actor's name?
Parks and Recreation.
I want to know this. I need to know what this actor's name is.
We're going to look up who played Stu.
Yes.
Who acted his heart. It was just giving it his all on every scene.
The spit dripping down his face in the last scene. Ugh. Okay. He's played by Matthew Lillard.
Well, Matthew Lillard, you did a great
Matthew
job.
Lillard, I give you an applause. It won't stand because it won't be out of the frame, but...
Good, you know how film works. You've been in enough of these things. Alex, I want you to give us your opinion on Billy.
Billy was the killer.
Yeah.
One of them.
Immediately it comes on screen, he's the killer.
Yeah, he seemed very creepy to begin with, and I think they were trying to sell it as sexy.
Yeah.
But
he's 90s sexy.
Yeah, it did not read for me. I was like, this guy murders people. He may not be this murderer, but he is a murderer. Because, I wish I could remember that first scene. Well, he climbs in the window to talk to her, to talk to Sydney.
To a slow version of Fear the Reaper.
Yeah, to a sensuous Blue Oyster Cult, Fear the Reaper. Great soundtrack in this movie, by the way.
Really?
Like the sensual cover of Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, and he read very quickly to me as someone who was murdering people. And then they said, oh, it's not him. They did the false... the red herring kind of thing where
Yeah.
he gets
False
arrested, and then
one.
and then
False.
and then I was like, oh, I guess I read it wrong, but no, I was right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You're right.
Regardless of not killer or not, I do not remember him being like this creepy.
He is.
He is a creepy son of a bitch.
Yeah. He just has like a tone to his voice.
But then I think it's like the 90s sexy, the wannabe James Dean with the raggy hair in his face and the white t-shirts and jeans.
I mean, it can only go so far though.
I mean, from a female standpoint, it still
okay,
works. It does still work,
Yeah.
but he is creepy.
Well, did you ever watch the show The Secret
Was
Life
it
of the
working on
American
you? I have to
Teenager?
know.
A little bit.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, fine. I
Little
guess I
bit.
can't say anything.
It was the same thing that show Secret Life of the American Teenager, which is a terrible show.
Oh,
It
God.
was on ABC Family. And the main love interest for the girl,
Yeah.
his name was Ricky, and he had that same kind of low, creepy kind of way of speaking. And I
Yeah.
thought, why are they selling this guy? Sounds
But
like he's
also
gonna do
totally
something
void of
terrible.
any
Yeah,
personality.
and then everybody was like, oh, I don't know why people think that that's the sexy way to go was creepy and I don't know, filled with
'Cause it's
innuendo
mysterious, and you want to fix him.
yeah.
That's why.
I don't want to fix Billy. I want to.
Yeah.
I think
No, I don't want to fix Billy
I
either.
think
I
they
want Billy to
fixed
do
him
what
in
he's
the
gonna
right
do.
way in the end of this movie.
Yeah.
This was the only way to fix Billy. A bullet through everywhere.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that scene where she impales him with the umbrella. The actor had just had heart surgery,
What?
and that did really fuck him up a little bit.
Oh, damn. Who gets the final headshot at the end? Was that Gail or Sydney?
That was Sydney.
Damn,
She got-
Sydney.
Mhm.
What a shot.
Yeah.
That popped into my head. That
Yeah.
was
no training, just
pinpoint blank right in the forehead.
True.
All right, Sydney.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Accurate.
brings me back to, and I thought about this later in the movie, is that it almost has a pro-gun message. Because no one, the killers weren't super effective, right? They never really killed anyone. It took them a long time to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Even when they would be right next to
Yeah.
them, everyone would get away for a little while, and there was a lot of even pratfalls where they'd be throwing the beer bottles and he would kind of trip and fall and slip. And
Oh,
I
that
thought-
one where he
yeah.
goes over Tatum's
Yeah,
back.
yeah. There's a
That
bunch
was
of little kind
beautiful.
of to show that they're real people, and I thought if anybody at any time in this movie
Had a
had
gun.
one gun, this movie would be over. And then they do get a gun, and that ends the movie. But it does also take many bullet wounds to kill any of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we split the middle that way. But I don't know.
Scream,
This
so
is how
good.
we've gotten our politics about people wanting guns for home protection. They've all watched Scream too many times and thought this could happen. It won't happen. It's a
It
movie.
might happen.
Well, Scream is actually based on murders that happened right here in our hometown.
That is true.
So-
I've heard that. Although,
The Danny Rawlings murders.
yeah.
It's not super based on. It's
This is why we have you. You're the fact man.
yeah, I'm realizing I know way more fun facts
love
about this
it.
movie
Yeah,
than I
yeah.
thought.
When we do my movies, I'll have them. This is your time to shine.
But yeah, apparently Wes Craven was just watching the news one night, and the Danny Rawlings murders came on. He's like, "Okay, I'm inspired."
Yeah.
So we have a memorial in our town, and every time I pass it, I don't think, "Oh no, that was sad." I think, "Oh yeah, that's the reason we have Scream."
Yes!
I should rewatch Scream.
The murders.
Fun fact, I lived in the apartment complex where some of those happened.
See, we're all so close to
Yeah.
history, and that's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
Mind.
yeah.
I feel special now. Awesome. Wes Craven. My friend just did write a play called A Film by Craven Frankel, inspired by most of Wes Craven's films. So, that's cool.
Wes Craven, if you're watching this right now, that'd be really creepy because you're dead. So, but thanks, I guess.
R.I.P.
Thanks for Scream. I wasn't that into Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, he made a little punk shot at the Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, it's not a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta appreciate it for what it is.
But the sequels were way worse, and they made he wrote that in the script because he
Yeah.
actually had nothing to do with the
Yeah.
sequels. So
Yeah.
he's like, the first was good, but the rest sucked.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
And at the time, I'm sure it was really scary.
I don't know. My problem with it was not that it was scary. I could do a whole video segment on things I disliked about Nightmare
You
on
could do
Elm
a whole
Street.
segment about
Things
things you
you
dislike
dislike.
about literally everything
Yeah.
you've ever seen.
There are a lot of movies.
And I'll
Not
laugh.
everything, but there are a lot of movies. But Nightmare on Elm Street would be top of the list if I were going to start that.
I mean, it's not about I don't think
blood
the
waterfall.
horror that comes with Nightmare on Elm Street is technically about the movie itself. It's about the fear of going to sleep afterwards.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact
I
that you're
do-
not as safe in your dreams.
Yeah, I like felt that as someone who has struggled somewhat with sleep and like the fear of not being able to fall asleep would suck. I would hate not sleeping because I love sleeping. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah, you do.
And so that hit hard. But what struck me about that movie was how incompetent all the adult figures were. So I was happy that Wes Craven decided to just have, aside from the Fonz, Principal Fonz, no real adult presence in this movie, because he seemed to realize with Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street that anytime it felt like an episode of South Park where every time they would like say, hey, there's this killer in the town and I literally saw him and he's in the house and he's killing people right now, that all the adults would be like, oh, you kids. And then just like
you're
continue
silly.
to let things happen.
Like
There's-
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Hocus Pocus in a long time.
We should watch Hocus Pocus.
There's a scene
Put it on your
in
list.
Nightmare on Elm Street at the very end where like Freddy Krueger and like one of his victims get like sucked into hell through a bed.
Yeah.
And the
blood waterfall.
Yeah. And the girl, the main girl and her dad stand there and watch the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
And right after it happens, the dad's like, well, I'll give you some time alone, and just walks out of the room. What a crazy response.
Well, because as an adult, you've seen so many realistic horrors already that just doesn't.
How could that not register?
don't
A portal opened on the bed, and then he just was like, I'm gonna let my teenage daughter process this alone in the room in which it just happened.
If you ever looked at a hospital bill, that's scary.
Yeah. That he was like, I can't deal with this.
No.
I don't know. But this movie was much better
Mm-hmm.
than Nightmare on
I
Elm
think
Street.
it's fantastic. Yeah.
No, I love this movie. This was my very first horror film. I remember that
Aw.
I was at, yeah, I know, little Tristan.
Teeny tiny tank.
I was, I couldn't have been that old. I remember this was like pre-Chiari malformation. Thing I had
Explain
brain
those
surgery
words.
for.
Okay.
Yeah. Part of my brain was leaking out of my skull, and that was a problem, so they fixed it. But yeah, this was my first horror movie, which I absolutely hated horror. Like, horror was scary. Scary movies are scary.
Yeah.
And we were going on this cross-country road trip as our big summer vacation, planned months in advance or whatever. Anyways, my best friend was tagging along, and he said, I'm going to get you into horror movies. So he brought Scream because he figured this is a great first horror movie for
Definitely
anyone.
is.
And I believe it because it
Yeah.
even it literally goes into the rules of horror
It
movies.
eases you in, too.
It helps you prepare for any horror movies. So we watched it, and I loved it because it wasn't a good horror movie in my opinion. It wasn't a fun horror movie. It was just a fun movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad to call
The
it a good
gentle
movie. I think it's a
lover
good
of
movie.
horror movies.
But yeah, afterwards, next thing I knew, I was actually angry at him for not bringing the sequels.
Oh, shit.
Because now, great, we're stuck in this road trip for another 2 weeks, and we don't have the sequels to this movie.
Well, so what is it? Because the movie is so meta and they, reference back to other horror movies, there's a lot about, they show Halloween throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is there, like, did you feel like you missed stuff? Like, now that you've watched it and have seen some of the other classics they reference to, you feel like you had missed a lot? Or that your viewing of those other movies has changed because you knew, like, the rules of horror and stuff?
It helped a little bit, I guess, but at the same time, I'm just thinking, okay, they're watching a scary movie, and they were kind of explaining what was happening in the scary movies as they were going along.
And even with the rules of horror movies, I don't think it makes them any less enjoyable. If anything, I think it makes them more enjoyable.
Yeah.
I
guess I
movies are
wondered
fun.
if,
Scream at
like,
people, opening
stuff
the door.
went over your head not having seen a lot of horror movies before this one, if it was like, I don't really understand the kind of meta discussions they're
references that they're
having
making.
around, like,
The
you know.
scariest moment when I was watching this is that my parents were going to walk in when a sex scene was happening.
That's the scary thing.
that idea was terrifying
I
to
mean,
me.
honestly, Scream doesn't really have that much
No.
sex in it.
No, they skirted
cut
around
everything.
Yeah, compared to, like...
that. They
cut it
kept
off.
using Billy to hide boobs.
Yeah.
Billy the boob hider.
PG-13. Not even.
No.
Not even. What rating does this movie have?
This is an R-rated movie.
Is it?
The blood, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's
the
definitely
violence.
it's the blood and the consistent swearing. Because you get one
true.
F-bomb and you get,
True.
according to Alex, what is it?
One breast, not a full set. You get one breast in PG-13.
One nipple.
And I don't know if this is true. The only evidence I have is that in the movie Across the Universe, which was PG-13, they showed one of Rachel Evan Wood's.
Yeah.
That's the
breasts.
evidence you're basing
That's the
this
evidence
on.
that I base off, and that movie's PG-13. I've never seen any other PG-13 movie attempt it, but that one
Okay.
has the one. So
I love that movie.
Let me see what else.
I think it's while Jim Sturgis is like drawing her or something, like in a Titanic-y type scene.
Yeah.
Someone commented on a video. Let's see what someone commented. Oh, someone commented on Possessive Girlfriends. Great video, Tristan. Loved Mike's cameo too. Love to see this turn into a series. Great stuff, my good friend. That is from Bronx Lockpicker 60. So, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but thank you, Bronx Lockpicker 60. You now have a shout out in this video, and I'm gonna heart your comment right now.
I have a cameo in that movie as well.
You in Possessive Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are in.
You are literally a zombie that
I
we
have
focus
as much
on.
a cameo as Mike. I'm just not as famous as Mike yet.
That's
Mike
true.
of List 25.
Mm-hmm. Mike with List 25. That's the funny thing. We have our own little Mandela effect at List 25. Everyone always says Mike from List 25.
Yeah.
Whenever they make things in the comments, oh, I'm Mike from List 25 and blah, blah, blah. Or we're saying something. It's never with, like it's supposed to be. So I just think it's fun that I have my own Mandela effect in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, not shut off.
It's been 13
Bye,
minutes
people
already.
watching from that angle. We're focused completely on you guys now.
I didn't think I'd eat this whole bowl of candy, but here we are. I'm such a half biter. I'll bite things in half and put them back.
And put them back.
Yeah.
I could see holding it for a minute. Put them back. You're the killer. That's
The gummy killer.
that's a killer move. It's like when Allison Williams dips her Fruit Loops in the milk in Get Out. You seen Get Out?
No.
Okay,
You should
well,
watch Get Out.
that's on my list. We're
I
gonna
don't
be
think-
watching Get Out.
I don't think the three of us should do a reaction to Get Out.
Why not?
Because
We're
we're
white.
all white.
Okay, so we need to.
I haven't seen it, but I know that.
That's not going to read the way we want.
We can still appreciate things that they did in that
I
movie.
know, but we can't give real commentary.
I want to watch West Side Story. I mean, I guess since...
West Side Story is gonna happen eventually too if it's on your list.
It's on my list.
Oh, we should wait for the
Alright,
new one.
so oh
We
boy,
should watch the new one and the old one back to back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm excited.
that's what I want.
too.
Double West Side Story feature.
Yes! It's gonna happen. We should do that for sure.
We've got like 2 years before that new West Side Story comes out, though.
Well, I mean...
And we
So
now
stick
are,
around, guys.
We have
2021. Double West Side
75
Story
films
feature.
to watch.
Well,
Yeah.
now we're down to 74 films.
74?
Got one movie down.
Well, 73 if we're waiting on West Side Story.
Oh, true.
Well, West Side Story's on your
and
list,
there's
right?
it's on my list.
Yeah, we're talking about top
It's on your list
25.
too, right?
No, Sound
it's
of
on your
Music is on
list.
my list.
I don't have a musical. I had Repo.
And now
A
it's
dramatic
gone.
opera on my list, but it's gone now. Maybe
Well.
I should put it back on.
It's fine. I have multiple musicals.
Do we include
Kind
a
of.
musical?
Yeah, you're actually a musical fan. How
Yeah, I'm a
about that?
musical guy. I got West Side Story. I have Inside Llewyn Davis.
The man
which
who
I'm
hates
counting.
everything.
I do.
loves
I like
musicals.
musicals.
They're
The
great.
Rent movie was bad, but I love Rent.
I've never seen Rent.
Rent was the first musical I saw with my girlfriend. I mean, we didn't really watch it. It was just on in the background. And then they turned on Shrek the Musical, and I think that says a lot more
That's
about
a
our
good
relationship.
musical, honestly.
I think that was a bigger milestone in our
Did
relationship.
they film Shrek the Musical?
It's on Netflix. You
Shrek
can watch
the
Shrek the
Musical?
Musical.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's honestly,
Shrek is love.
like Shrek itself, Shrek the
can't get
Musical
out of my head.
is a treasure.
Are you having dreams about it?
There
Not
are
that far,
3
but-
amazing Shrek movies. So there's Shrek, Shrek 2, and Shrek the Musical.
Did you know
Nope.
we did this top 25 thing? One of my sister's friends has Shrek 4 on his list.
What
Yeah.
about, but the other Shreks are on there.
No other Shrek.
Just Shrek 4?
Is that the
Yeah.
one with the babies?
That's the one where he has to go back in time or something.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I had the plot explained
It's
to me.
Rumpelstiltskin in it.
I don't know.
Yes.
It does.
is.
I'm
It
telling
does.
you, it
Okay,
does.
I thought you were asking me.
No, I know,
Okay,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
my Shrek lore.
I know my Shreks. Because Shrek is love.
And Shrek is life. That's one of the great wonders of the internet.
It is a
It's like the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah,
Is it? We need to figure out what the 7
should
wonders
make
of
our
the
list
internet
7
is.
wonders of the internet.
Yeah, and Shrek is definitely one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'll bleep us.
Okay, cool.
So we can get monetized.
I'm gonna get real bleeped. I guess that could.
Put the bleep there when she says, I'm gonna get real, and then bleep it.
Oh, God. This movie, I feel like, is going to ease me back into horror movies because I haven't watched a lot for the past several years. They just haven't been appealing to me after the whole Paranormal Activity
well,
phase
then you would like
happened.
Get Out because it's actually
I'm
good.
sure, because I love psychological thrillers.
Then you're going to like Get Out, and we're
Not
going
that
to watch
was
it.
a thriller, but,
It had
you know.
thrilling moments.
It does. It does have, in my opinion, one of the greatest twists ever at the end.
I think they did the twist really well.
They
that
did.
They kept...
Which twist are you referring to? Because there's
like 10.
bunch. Yeah. Which one is your favorite
compilation
twist?
of them.
Just the fact that there
It
are
was
like
the both
10.
of them.
That it was
Corn
2.
syrup.
And just
Yeah.
the fact that they continuously, they built him up so much that
Yeah.
you're like, the's no way he's the killer, and then he's the killer.
Yeah.
And then going back and watching the movie again, and especially watching Stu, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That scene in the video shop where he's taunting. That's the guy I don't know the name of.
Yeah.
Randy?
Randy.
The guy
He's
with
taunting
all
Randy.
the movie lore.
And Billy pops out of nowhere, and it's the two of them, and you have Stu behind Randy and whispering in his ear. You see the two killers there at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're rewatching it again, I think.
No, rewatching it, I noticed this time, they actually make a lot of glances at one another.
Yeah, they
it's
do.
mainly Billy giving him glances like, hey,
Shut
ease
up.
up. You're
In that
gonna
first
blow
scene
our
when they're
fucking
sitting out
cover.
of the high school, and he's talking about how to cut somebody up.
How do you
do
gut
see
someone?
Billy looking over at Stu. It kind of seems like surprise
Yeah.
initially if you don't know about Billy.
You mentioned all the plot twists in this movie, but I think that a plot twist we have to mention is the fact that Gail actually did like Dewey, and she wasn't using him in the end.
Yeah.
There actually was romance
It's
blossoming
so
there.
wholesome. I love
Yeah.
it.
I was shocked when it's
Was
they have a real relationship going
There
on
was
here.
Dewey in the ambulance at the end, right?
Yeah, no, Dewey
okay,
lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think he died.
Or he is alive at the end of this
Very
movie.
sad.
Okay. Yeah. I had forgotten about that. I forgot he had the knife in his back at all.
It was a last minute addition because they thought no one was gonna like Dewey dying. It's going too far.
Sure.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, his sister's still dead. That sucks.
Yeah.
True.
Kind of like
She was a bitch though.
yeah, she had her moments.
She had good outfits though.
She had a good.
I do like the costumes in this movie. I'm a big fan.
Super 90s.
I love it. Those white boots on Tatum. Beautiful.
Favorite costume then?
In the movie?
Yes.
Oh, her plaid skirt and yellow shirt and white boots.
Okay.
What she's wearing outside when they're sitting in the courtyard.
I thought
That's a hell of an outfit.
I thought Sydney's party outfit was on point. It could still work in today's society. What I don't understand is that, if there was a killer on the loose, and somehow I decided to be dumb enough to go to a party,
Right.
I'm not wearing high heels. I'm wearing running shoes, just in case.
You gotta look good though.
Um,
And rock some running shoes. Or you wear the Hugh Hefner robe and just say fuck it all.
But that's the killer move, apparently.
I think he should
is a
have done all his
move.
killing in his Hugh Hefner robe.
Absolutely.
I think he should have put on the mask with the Hugh Hefner
the
robe
Hugh
in the
Hefner
end.
robe.
That's
He does get the All-Star award for this movie.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
it's the MVP.
He
He's
did
the
it up.
MVP.
So what was your favorite costume, Alex?
I don't know. A lot of it may be his silk robe, his silk Hugh Hefner robe that he wears to the party,
Yeah.
because
so
it is noticeable, and it's
Yeah.
a choice that not a lot of people would make, and I admire.
Neither is murder.
Yeah, but
My mom and dad
I
were
would
so
not.
upset with me.
Yeah. I would not murder someone, but I would like it to become acceptable
Well,
to
that's
wear.
good to know, Alex. Thank you.
Yeah.
On the record.
Gotta make sure we say it. But I would like it to be acceptable to wear silk robes to parties,
Right.
and people not.
Let's do it.
I mean, be the
Weird
change
about
you
it.
wish to see in the world.
I guess.
For sure.
Absolutely. I'll get you a silk robe just to do this.
I appreciate it.
Tristan.
What?
Costume.
Oh, I like Sydney's party outfit. I think that's on
right.
point.
Yeah.
It's, plus, I think we need to mention
but I bet
that...
you like it for a different reason than Emma likes it.
What? Oh.
You and I like Sydney's party outfit. Not Sydney's, sorry.
I actually like fashion a lot.
Who's the other
Me too.
girl?
Tatum.
I like her. Tatum.
Tatum?
I like Tatum's party outfit.
Tatum's outfits are just... That's
I am a very
the sole
fashionable
reason
guy,
I appreciate
all right? I was
Tatum as
raised
a
by
character.
lesbians, okay? I mean, of course, I'm not wearing anything exciting today, but...
We were
That
watching
is
a
true.
movie.
You wear a lot of like suits.
I'm a
and
fan
stuff.
of the velvet tie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
You saw my velvet tie.
I saw the velvet tie.
I love my
like
velvet
it.
tie.
I got into costume design the past few years, like myself in my community.
Good, we could
here,
use
so.
that.
Yeah.
We need costume designers.
Just designed, bloody poetry, 1800s.
I mean, in hospitality, like, our costume designer just looked at what you were already wearing and said, yeah, you're good.
What's up?
You're good.
I was going for feminine Indiana Jones. So
That worked.
That's correct.
In case you guys are wondering where you know her from, it's from hospitality. She's
that's me.
from a movie that we did.
I'm famous.
Yeah, well, by 1,000 people.
Yes. That was fun.
Growing by the day.
That was really fun.
Maybe a few people a week.
Yeah.
It's getting up there.
Tell your
Take
friends.
Watch hospitality.
These guys are very talented. It's an honor and a privilege.
Thank you.
That's what they say.
That is what I said.
That's what somebody said.
Ooh.
This one right here. And my mom.
And my mom. Hey.
My mom said it was
Don't
okay.
diminish your mom's opinion.
No, my mom actually did like hospitality. Possessive Girlfriends is still her favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, Possessive Girlfriends,
It's great.
Possessive Girlfriends was pretty damn great. Nothing on hospitality, but Possessive Girlfriends was still really great.
Special effects take the cake in hospitality.
That's true. That got good with special effects there.
I was impressed.
I was impressed too.
This man with the leaf blower.
Man.
Yeah. He never gets credited as leaf blower guy.
Oh yeah, he was leaf blower guy before too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have yet to credit him as leaf blower man.
So eventually there needs to be a compilation video of him with the leaf blower.
Yeah, he's the blower on set. You're essentially our fluffer.
Fluffer. It's the title I prefer.
Okay.
Fluffer.
I like how in this universe, horror movie lingo is just, it's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even characters like Tatum, who are clearly not obsessed with scary movies, still compare things to Wes Carpenter and horror movies.
Yeah.
Like, everyone just, horror movie is it's the spoken language in this movie.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be compared to horror movies.
The slang in this movie
There it is.
needs to come back.
Yeah.
It does.
I noticed that a lot rewatching 90s movies.
Should've written them down.
So we watched, She's All That, or something like that, or She's Gotta Have It, or...
She's All That, isn't it?
Which is the one where the girl is kind of dorky, and then they make the bet about her going to prom, and he makes her over. Freddie Prinze Jr. makes her look pretty and goes to prom with her.
That's like a lot of different movies other than Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah. Anyway, it's one of those.
Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
But
He's also in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to watch
Fred.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Both of them. I hear they're actually meant for adults, which I didn't know when I watched them.
I just started rewatching one a couple weeks ago. It was very late at night and I was not sober, and I decided to put that on.
Seems like the right way to watch a
It was
Scooby-Doo
great.
movie.
I got like 30 minutes into it and fell asleep, but
Oh no.
I should definitely rewatch that. But I did enjoy what I saw.
Yeah.
What was I was gonna say something, I completely forgot.
Oh, you were talking about language.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how good 90s
yeah.
slang was.
What I was going to say actually has nothing to do with Scream whatsoever. We're talking about slang we need to bring back. Something that's bothered me. Everyone's seen Mary Poppins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not the new one.
Well, that's fine. It's enjoyable.
I can't afford movies these days.
Well, if you ever want to see a movie, I will pay for you to go see a movie. Because that's just the good person that I am. And also
I will buy the snacks, because that is the person that I am.
I don't know if I'd even go. I'd just send you off to go see a movie.
Okay.
So you have something to discuss.
Well, yeah.
I don't have time to see movies. I'm that important. Anyways, this has nothing to do with Scream. It has to do with Mary Poppins, because we're talking about slang that needs to come back. It bothers me that camera went off again, so I hope you're still rolling camera number 1. The word supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's supposedly the word you say when you have no idea what to say, and I continuously forget it, and I always have words that I don't know what to say, and I always forget about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Can you say it backwards?
Docious... No, I can't.
No is the answer.
So it could be like ipsilarigard illacrepis, something like that.
Ipsilarigard, that sounds like the spell.
Yeah.
Because in the actual movie, in like the Disney movie, they don't even say it backwards. They you can say it backwards, which is Docious expialifragicalorupus, which I don't think is fully it backwards.
Yeah.
I think because supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, they say docious first and then go backwards.
Oh, you're right.
I
know my mom can do it.
I'm proud of your mom.
Let's call her. I need another candy.
Yeah, that one's still going. Camera number 1 is still going strong. Yeah, we're probably not even gonna cut this at all. Like, if you guys are sticking with us for this discussion, this is just us hanging out, so enjoy that.
For those of you who don't have friends.
Yeah, like us.
We love you.
Not just me. I have... Alex has friends, Emma has friends. I have people that I'm friendly with who I work with.
I have friends?
Yes. You have friends right here.
This is making some broad assumptions about us.
I've hung out with your friends. Not your friends.
Hung out with Matt.
Shout out to you, Matt.
What's up, Matty?
What's up, Matt? I've done shows with you. One show.
Oh, this is a Walking Dead cup.
Yeah, we made the switch in the house to Tervis tumblers. Everything's Tervis tumblers.
Everything.
Gotta be branded these days.
That's when you know you really live in South Florida.
Hell
We're
yeah.
not in South Florida. We're in Gainesville. I'm not home. What am I talking about? Mid-Florida.
Mid-Florida.
Let's see what else there is.
The center of culture.
The center of crazy.
Okay, yeah. I do appreciate the fact, we touched a little bit on it earlier. I don't know whether I appreciate it or I just find it funny how much the killer gets the shit beat out of them consistently in this movie.
Yeah. Which seems to have become like a tenet of the slasher genre.
Yeah.
And usually to like whatever make it make sense, they give the slasher a sort of supernatural ability. You know, Michael Myers we see as some kind of demon, and Freddy and Jason are all, but this is just like two dudes in high school, and they just get kicked around and shot and
the fight
stabbed.
choreography is pretty solid.
Yeah,
It looks realistic.
It looks good.
Yeah,
It's not like... These are clearly not trained fighters.
No.
Like, the characters are not trained fighters, but you can still see, okay, they're defending themselves in a realistic way.
I liked that. I liked all the kind of falls and stuff, and the fact that, like, you knew that it had to be one of the kids in the class because of how easily sort of, like, tripped and pushed they were.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that they knew their victims, really well.
I hope that, like, I imagine after Sydney's mom passed away, she took kickboxing or something, because she's got a hell of a right hook and a kick. I think 3 or 4 times that's how she gets out from under
Sydney
the killer.
is a goddamn survivor.
Yeah, she is. Because she's angry.
I did think it was a little long at the end. They even made a reference to, like, this is the part where the killer gets back up and...
one last scare.
Yeah, one last scare and attacks,
and then
she's ready in the headshot. But I had felt like they had done that already 3 or 4
times.
times.
They're continuing on the joke.
It was weird that they decided to make the joke on the, like, 4th one. I wish they had made the joke on the 1st one, and maybe had ended the sequence of, like...
Well, it's the classic
they're
case
actually still
of
alive.
You see what they were doing, but it just wasn't working for you exactly.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of those moments, and I've had one moment in particular in my career where I did something that I thought I was doing something clever, and then it didn't work for people.
Yeah.
Master of the Ring, a trilogy. It's,
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard about that one.
Oh, we need to watch Master of the Ring, a trilogy. It's
I don't
not
know
long.
if I finished it.
Well, then you missed my opportunity where I, like, completely screwed up
Oh my god.
in my career.
You gotta see this.
Yeah, it's
ongoing.
great. But yeah, I like that the killer gets beat senseless a lot of the time, and I do appreciate the fact that even though it makes no logical sense whatsoever, whenever he gets beaten and he grunts, it's the sound of the voice
The
recorder.
voice recorder?
Like,
Yeah.
obviously that doesn't make sense.
Oh my god, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's not the voice recorder, but it is the voice that's coming
Yeah,
through the
yeah, it's
recorder.
whatever.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't reveal, like, Billy
Maybe
or
he's
Stu.
got it like...
It is weird too that the voice, like the voice changer or whatever, changed it to just a different person's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
Was
not
it
distorted.
a different person who recorded that
Yes.
voice? Do we know
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I forget his name. All these fun facts, and I don't remember
Hmm.
one of the most iconic actors in the franchise.
Yeah, because it's
Great
not
voice.
like there are no voice distorters like that just change your voice to a different voice entirely.
Well,
I
no,
don't
but
think.
it
You can't hear
Yeah.
Sydney's
Suspend
voice using it
disbelief
later.
here.
No, I know it works. It works to the correct effect within the
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
But that is interesting to assume that when they put on the masks, they put the little thing inside of
Yeah.
it.
right. Well,
We'll suspend.
we could think all about like
Yeah.
what they're like behind the scenes, which brings me to another point. Remember when they're saying at the end, like, you and I get to carry on and plan the sequel and
Yeah.
everything? I think that would have been a really fun alternate movie of just Billy and Stu just brainstorming. Okay, how
I
can
would
we
have loved it.
how can we make a sequel?
Yeah.
They can make a prequel.
That's true. I just like the idea of them
Yeah.
like in a huddled
They
in a
could
room
have
like
made
you
a
and I when we're
prequel.
Yeah.
brainstorming, just thinking,
Yeah.
okay,
There's
we
that
gotta amp this
prequel,
up. How do we
Craven.
do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And suddenly it becomes like this one was a horror comedy. That one would be much more of a comedy horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that
Um,
would have been great. I just would have liked to see more of Billy and Stu together.
they're a good horror movie villains.
They're great.
They're fun. They're a lot of
They're
fun.
like Yzma and Kronk.
I just rewatched Emperor's New Groove 2 days ago.
It is on my list.
I know, and that it made me very excited because I'm like, oh
It's on my
yes,
list.
eventually I get to watch Emperor's New Groove again.
It's such a good movie. Dickie.
Alex would
Okay.
disagree with this, but I think Emperor's New Groove is flawless.
I don't know if I disagree with that.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of everything that David Spade has been involved in, and I don't know why.
It shocks me that
That
Emperor's
I
New
have
Groove
to
started
I
off
know,
as a...
That I can disagree with.
It shocks me off that Emperor's New Groove started off as a drama.
Both grown-up films.
Okay. The first one's
It's okay.
okay. The first one's okay. Tommy Boy, though.
Yeah.
Tommy
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Adam Sandler movies?
Yeah.
I
She
res-
said that because David Spade was.
Right.
She
Dickie
said she's a
Roberts,
fan of everything
former
David
child
Spade.
star.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say this right
Great
now.
movie.
I am not like an Adam Sandler fan by any means, but I respect Adam Sandler like nobody's business.
I
To
watched-
build a career where all you do is just like make movies with your friends and
Yeah.
then go on vacation, respect Adam Sandler.
His early stand-up when he was in his 20s is horrendous. It's so offensive, and I don't know, did Adam Sandler do a lot of drugs when he was younger? 'Cause
Probably.
it really
Didn't
seems
everyone
like
do
it.
drugs in Adam Sandler? People do a lot of drugs now.
In Adam Sandler. What was the finish that thought? In Adam Sandler's time, I think is what you were going for.
Yeah, like in his
You cut
prime,
it
like the
out.
time period of Adam Sandler's prime, I imagine
Right.
a lot of people were doing drugs.
I don't think that's
lot of people are
over
doing
now.
drugs.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fixed it, and I said I don't.
Yeah,
I think that's still
yeah.
happening now.
Yeah.
I know in my mom's time, which I'm pretty sure her and Adam Sandler are like roughly the same age. People were doing a lot of drugs.
His mom and Adam Sandler hung out sometimes.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom hung out with way crazier people than Adam Sandler.
All right.
You just need to see my aunt's music video to know that.
We're plugging a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we are.
Good
Yeah.
luck finding it.
Look up Nancy Luca rejection if you want to see my family.
Rejected.
Because I found out that video is actually about my mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yep. What else do I have to say about this movie?
You know, so right down.
Oh, you wrote things down. See, I should have done that.
I thought
did.
about it.
I'm gonna do that next time. It's a learning process. This is the first thing,
Yeah, it is.
you know?
Bear with us, audience.
Well,
Bear with my laughter.
what movie do you hope gets chosen next time, so we can almost foreshadow what movies eventually we're
Ooh.
gonna...
Let me bring out my list.
What, you can't think of your favorite movie, supposedly?
What's your favorite scary movie? What's
Scream.
your favorite scary movie? Yeah,
Scream, obviously.
Yeah.
What is
Oh, my
yours?
favorite scary movie is on my list too. It's called Oculus.
I don't think I know mine.
Very good. It's Mike Flanagan is the director. It's his first feature, but he did Haunting of Hill House, the TV show, and he did Gerald's Game and a lot of that Netflix stuff now.
Pixar, every time I think of Gerald's
I really
Game.
liked The Collector. That's the one that comes to my mind, even though I'm pretty sure it's not actually that good of a movie. I really enjoyed it.
Well, at the end of the day, I think that's what matters most in a movie, is enjoying it.
Here's what I'll say, what I hope for next, is I would like one of my movies to come up that Tristan doesn't like. So we can be on the opposite end of the.
Well, do you know what movies that you?
I don't know.
Because if it goes on to Lord of the Rings, we're not watching the whole trilogy.
I did want to watch Lilo and Stitch first. That was my choice from your list, which is also on my list.
Lilo and Stitch is a good.
Good.
I tell you what, I'm not pessimistic about the live-action Lilo and Stitch. Everybody seems really upset because they released, I don't know if you saw, like, what the CGI Stitch is going to look like. And it's pretty horrifying.
Wait,
That's
what?
great.
It doesn't look cute at all. What? Yeah, they're going to do a live-action Lilo and Stitch, Disney, because they want to make money, and so they're doing live-action everything. And
don't hate on the live-action remakes. It's not like it takes anything away from the original.
Why Lilo and Stitch? How is that live action?
They're going to get
they're going to get a real Hawaiian girl this time.
Live-action Lilo and live-action...
Actually, they're going to just CG the Hawaiian.
Mr. Bubbles.
The aliens are going to be real, the
Oh my
humans
god,
are CG.
Mr. Bubbles is going to be... No,
Samuel
not Mr.
L.
Bubbles.
Jackson.
What's the...
Yeah,
oh my
hell
god.
yeah.
What's the what's his name?
Is
The
it
big guy.
Jumba?
Jumba.
No, Jumba and
not
Gantu.
Jumba.
Jumba's the
Gantu
alien.
is going to be terrifying.
I love
He
me
should look
some
like a
Gantu.
The Stitch
Look like
looks
a shark.
pretty horrific. He does not look cute like he does in the cartoon, the CGI they released. But you know what?
What about this live action?
That's the thing,
Ryan
he's going to
Reynolds
become
Pikachu?
cute.
That one looks ridiculous.
What does?
Detective
Ryan Reynolds
Pikachu.
Okay, Detective
I'm
Pikachu.
excited.
I am not a Pokemon fan by any means. I didn't grow up with Pokemon. I'm so excited for
Me
Detective
too.
Pikachu. I will be there maybe opening night.
I don't know.
I got Regal gift cards for Easter, and I'm pretty sure one of them's getting spent on Detective
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Easter gifts still.
Yeah. What?
I haven't
What
got
the hell's your problem?
I haven't got an Easter
Jealous?
gift. Yeah.
I got
That's
drunk
what
on
it is.
Easter by myself.
Yeah. Guess what? I'll just enjoy my Easter
and I bought
candy.
that Star Wars poster.
There you go.
And
Easter gift to you.
I also got it through an egg hunt. All right, my mom left an egg scavenger hunt for my girlfriend and I. So that's proof that you can have an Easter basket and a scavenger hunt and still have a girlfriend and love.
The last time...
Be friends with your mom.
That was cute, Tristan. The last time my parents did egg hunt, I was probably 19, and my dad, he said he hid one egg, and we found it, we got money, and he just kept it in his pocket. We roamed around
Really
outside
funny.
for...
I was only 9 years old.
Yeah.
My
I love
last-
Shrek so much.
The last Easter I was at home, I made gift baskets for my dad and his girlfriend, and then one for my mom. Because I'm a mom.
Oh yeah, I'm very good friends with my
And-
mom. My mom is a wonderful
I
woman.
love my mom. Mom, if you're watching this, I love you.
You
You're my
support
best
your
friend.
daughter and give us views.
You're my best friend. I love
Watch
you.
what will probably be a half an hour.
You're
us
one of my
rambling
best
kind of
friends.
about Scream.
Mom.
You're my only best friend.
You're my best friend in a mother-son type way.
But yeah,
Tuck is still my best
Lilo
friend.
and Stitch, I'd like to watch next.
Well, if it's on the wheel, then... Okay, you know, here's what
Add
we'll
mine
do.
to the wheel.
Here's what we'll do. For every, if we have any, movies that we want to see, we will take off the movie that we, just saw and add the movie that you're hoping for
Okay.
onto the list.
I like
So we
that.
have more of a chance of getting a movie that you're excited
And if we
for.
ever gain a following, we can have a little poll.
If we are totally going to gain a following.
When?
I have faith in that. Yeah, when we gain a following.
When?
We're going to try and start releasing movie discussions like this every week. We have to build up a little bit of a buffer first so that we can make sure that we stick to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say
With
that
my
Wednesdays are going to be our
70-hour
release
work
date.
week.
We're going to release these every Wednesday eventually.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. And we'll probably bring on more people too. This will be... Yeah, that... All right. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, he said it.
Oh,
That's from the movie.
I'll
They
be
say-
right
When
back.
you say I'll be right back, that you die. That's one of the horror rules. So, welcome to the new channel.
The horror
It's just
rules.
Emma and I.
Tristan died.
All right. Well, he's back. You know what that means? Tristan's the killer.
Well, Emma wouldn't also... Emma's blonde. Blondes never, survive.
Hey, this is I don't know what color this is.
What's your natural hair color, though?
This.
Okay, then. You're blonde.
Yeah, I'm
Tristan's
blonde.
the killer.
Like-
Emma's the first one dead, and I'm the final girl.
You're the final girl. Alex, you would live for a good amount because you
Yeah.
would be comic relief.
You would, yeah. I break all the rules immediately.
You are the meta
Sex,
comic
drugs,
relief.
and alcohol.
I'm the meta comic.
Woo!
There you go.
I honestly have no idea where I would lie in a horror film. Like, if
I
the
feel
three
like
of
you'd
us
be
were
the
in-
Randy.
Yeah, I could. I don't know. Alex has the Randy persona.
Yeah.
Tristan will live because he's the virgin. Zing!
I could say things, but I won't
I'll
because
die because I drink.
this is a family-friendly channel.
Is it?
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
Watch Possessive Girlfriends. That's just marketing.
I'd want to be the killer.
Well, if we were in
It
a
does
horror
seem
film
like
and
the
one of
best-
us was the killer, which one of us do you think would be the killer?
That's tough. It's hard to say.
Because you're deciding between Emma or me right now, aren't you?
I'm considering
Myself.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do we all just want to be the killer?
Yeah.
I don't want to
I
be the
don't know,
killer.
I
I
feel
feel like
like-
I would be,
I feel
though.
like you don't have enough energy to.
That
like,
is true. I am very lazy. And killing people takes a lot of effort.
Yeah, because it's not just about the killing. Then you
Yeah,
have to
you
worry
have
about
to-
the damn
you have to-
cleanup.
I
have
feel
to
like I'm the
plan
one
the
who would go
murder.
crazy the easiest because I'm kind of like balancing on that thin line between being really
Yeah.
weird and excited about things and just being batshit crazy.
If I was the killer, I would be the least exciting slasher film villain
Yeah.
of all time. Because they'd be like, we just found him dead. One stab wound that was efficiently stabbed.
Not even that. I feel like you just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, but I can't
you close
shoot.
that door, lock the windows, and let them just starve.
Yeah. Well, but that takes... Well, it's not... That wouldn't be effective. I'm not going to go into... I'm thinking about this too much. Maybe I am the killer. No.
I feel like I would have some success as a killer.
Who?
Yeah, you plan. You think about things.
That's true.
I plan. I think
Tristan's-
I'm hardworking.
He's very meticulous and hardworking, so... I would say, of any of us here, Tristan would be the killer I'd be most afraid of.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would
Because-
survive, do you think? If we were all being hunted by a slasher, which one of us would be the last to survive or beat the killer?
I don't think I'd survive that long.
No.
Well, unless again I am the killer.
Well, let's say we're
No,
all
no,
being
none of us
hunted
are the
by a
killers.
killer.
There's another
Okay.
killer.
Who would
In
die?
this scenario, have we split up?
At some point, we will have to. We'll start together, and then at some point, we'll think it's a good idea to
Yeah.
split up, because
Okay.
that's how it goes.
What do you do?
What do I do when I split up?
Yeah.
Um,
Probably go hide in the closet.
yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, where
because
you belong.
I would go into a place
Ah,
that
gay
has,
jokes,
like,
easy.
multi exits.
Lesbian moms.
Yeah.
I can say
I've
it.
had a
Say
gay
it. It's okay.
experience.
Yeah. All right. I don't get to make those jokes.
Easy.
Most exits, I feel like, is the way to go. Because they even reference it in Scream. They say the girl always goes upstairs instead of going out the
Yeah.
front door. Drew Barrymore says it.
No,
So-
Sydney said it.
What?
Does she?
Yeah, and then she goes up the stairs later on.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Drew
Oh,
Barrymore.
she
No,
does say
that's
that
Neve Campbell.
when she's at home.
Sydney's the mean girl.
No, I know, but it's the first girl who dies that says.
No,
No.
when she's on the phone when she's at home alone. But
She
rather
says, "What's
than
the
that,
point? It's always some
yeah.
big-breasted girl that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know how to
whatever.
act. That's always running
Whatever.
upstairs
Yeah,
out of
They
the
go,
front
they
door.
go
It's insulting."
from one scene that's almost the same to another one.
Okay.
To, like, it's contrast. It
It's a
works.
formula.
But yeah. But you're right. I got confused. So anyway, but she goes upstairs. So and she's right though. Don't go upstairs. You go where there's
Yeah.
exits. So that's probably where I go. But I don't know. I used to think.
See, he's not ready.
There's a
No.
lot of. And
No.
if it happened in this house, which if we're gonna be honest, and we shot a movie, it would be in this house
Yeah.
because
That's
why
where I've
wouldn't
seen
it be in
everything.
this house?
Yeah.
Everything we shoot is in this damn house.
Yep.
I do going back to splitting up. I like how they did split up in the movie without like
Yeah.
having to say let's split up. It just naturally happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very natural.
I
What
did
happened?
think it was natural, except for the fact that a group full of teenagers all rushed off to see their dead principal.
I know.
It's these are clearly not good children.
No.
Yeah, which that drives that point home, because you kind of don't really know any of them until they're
Brain
all
cells
like,
didn't exist
what,
in
our
the 90s.
principal's dead? Let's go
Let's
and
go
look
see!
at it.
Maybe they
And
were
they're
also
so excited.
they were also drunk. So
Yeah.
I'm sure if I was drunk, I'd
That's
get
not true.
Yeah.
No.
I have been drunk, and I've never been like, I would like to see a person that has
I
been
might
my superior
I might.
body. You might be like, I'd like to see my dead principal now.
I mean, that's weird.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird. It's a weird thing. And, like, they're not just like, let's see it out of curiosity. It's like, they're legitimately hyped.
Yeah.
To look at the body.
They were all
Hyped
pretty
is
the right word.
Yeah.
And they almost committed a hit and run.
They did.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
There's a lot of those. People were not good drivers in the film.
Don't drink and drive.
No.
But even Courtney Cox almost runs over
Sydney. Well, that's Sydney's fucking fault for standing in the middle of the road.
But she was in the road for a while. I mean, she sat there and waited.
Yeah. But, I mean...
There was ample time to see her and not drive into a bush or something.
True. I think she was panicking.
Not a lot of good drivers, but
she just rolled,
there's a murder on the
What
loose,
was his name? Kenny? What's
Kenny.
Kenny.
The cameraman?
She just rolled Kenny's dead, fat body off of the
That's true.
top of the
Kenny
car.
wasn't that fat. He was clearly
No, but
overweight.
you made a point of all the fat jokes.
Yeah, they made one more fat joke by having him, like,
Yeah.
fall off the thing and totally obliterate the fence.
They had showed that fence was pretty obliteratable before because they
did.
had Sydney
take
pull
the
it
actual
apart
posts
instead of just
off.
going over like a 2-foot high fence.
That's true. I wonder if that was a
annoyed-
dummy or a stunt person.
Yeah.
Probably a dummy.
Yeah.
Looked like a dummy. But I like to imagine that it was a stunt person that they threw off the damn car.
Yeah, it's got to be a dummy.
Or maybe Kenny was really feeling it, you know?
I don't think he was feeling anything at that point. His throat slapped.
I do love that scene where she's wiping the blood off of the windshield. It's
a good scene.
pretty awesome.
So that brings up the question: what's everyone's favorite scene from the movie?
Ooh.
Because I don't know mine. So you guys think.
Okay.
Put yourselves in the thinking chair.
Honestly, I think it's Stu after being stabbed by Billy at the end, where he's just whining and crying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling a little woozy, man.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad are going to be upset with me. It is that scene in the kitchen, I think, is my favorite.
Yeah, when he realizes that the fake stab wounds were too many stab wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just everything about that entire scene I really enjoy. Yeah, that's my favorite.
It's a tough one to beat.
I do love the scene where they're going absolutely insane. I'll admit to that because, I mean, how can you not love that scene?
It's
That's
so good.
great. So I'll go in a different angle with mine.
Okay.
The entire scene that Sydney is at school after her first, like, attack and everything, I really love, like, just Sydney at school because I felt that's when we really, like, connect to the character. I can feel what this poor girl is feeling right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that, even though no one's going to know who this character is at all, Tara's slightly based on Sydney. I mean, Tara's based on a lot of different characters. I think Sydney is one of them. Tara's a future character, hopefully, that you guys will meet one day.
I might say the principal scene where he's waving the scissors at the two boys to expel them, and they're making the slasher knife noises as he's pointing to him. But I really wanted that to turn into something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and then it just ended with him dying, which I felt was an unsatisfying end to his arc.
I sympathize
Because it
with that.
seemed like there should have been more. There should have been more to that.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna do that whole scene where you're like clearly making parallels between him and you know being a slasher with that sound effect.
He's just trying to throw you
But
off.
they did that with almost every character in
they
this
did.
movie. They put like clues to every single person.
Yeah.
You hear about Tatum is late. Maybe she's the killer.
Yeah.
Dewey comes in at the last minute after the phone call happens.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the
with
killer.
With the mask.
You know, the sheriff drops his cigarette. He has the same boots as the killer. There is like leads to every
Can we
single
talk about that
character.
cigarette ice cream scene, please?
That was the funniest scene. You know what? That's
a good scene.
Because that is like the subtlest comedy.
It's so
and
good.
they have the sheriff and he's smoking, and
then
Deputy
Dewey's
Dewey
licking
is licking an
the
ice cream
cone
and they
every
cut
time he
back.
takes a drag of the cigarette.
Yeah, Dewey eats the ice cream, and it's great character work, and it's hilarious, and it's subtle.
Only thing it was missing is Dewey throwing the ice cream cone on the ground and stomping it out.
Yeah.
That's
Or even
Stomping
just
it
dropping
out.
it, like he just got too used to it, and he drops it out of just like instinct of mirroring his boss, and then he realizes he drops his ice cream and is sad.
Oh, that was...
But maybe that would have been like too on the nose, so they
That's
just
my
like let
second
it.
Yeah, it
favorite
takes away from
scene.
the subtleness that you love
Yeah.
about that scene.
Yeah. And I do like it in the beginning when he's dragging what's her name?
Casey's
body through the grass, and she's dragging the phone with her, and you can hear the
Yeah.
phone in the other end, and you have all the blood on her white sweater. And
Which sucks, 'cause it's a nice sweater.
it is a nice sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that scene.
Yeah.
It's pretty
No,
grueling.
I think Drew Barrymore did fine in that scene.
I think it was just the phone calls that got me
Okay.
in the beginning. Because it's such a pet peeve of mine.
Well, that's how they were in the 90s. That's how phones worked.
no,
Neither
but
of
like,
us are actors, though, Tristan.
well, when you're
What-
acting, like when you're on stage or something, and you're...
I hope you weren't just being serious.
I am serious. We are not actors. We have been in things before. That's what I'm saying. You would know more about picking
Oh,
apart
you mean
Drew
like
Barrymore.
you and me?
Yeah,
I thought you were
that's
talking about
yeah.
all three of us.
No, like,
Tristan,
when
you
you're-
and I are not actors, so I
when you're
defer to
improvising
Emma
a scene, or
on
you're
this.
filming, or you're doing like a script, and you're just like, hello? Yeah, I'm here. Okay,
Right.
what's up?
Mhm.
Talking back very quickly. How are you even responding? That's what she was doing at the beginning.
I do try. Cool.
Trick shot video.
In my bowl of candy.
Whenever I do film something, I always leave in ums and buts and everything. Like, maybe it gets annoying, but I think that makes a scene feel more natural to just have an in there every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, look at there. Wasn't intentional. And also, I make sure if someone is drinking or eating, there is something in their glass of whatever they're drinking.
True.
Yeah.
Because you can tell whenever someone is just
No, I really wanna
pretending
sip
to
my
drink. Yeah. Which one of those was the real drinking shot? Let us know in the comments below. Yeah. What else do we want to mention? Like, what else is there to say?
We talked about the music, right?
Yes.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Soundtrack.
said and then the song for the Peaky,
Peaky
Blinders,
Blinders
theme
intro song. I
Red
don't
Right
actually
Hand,
know. Is that it? Okay.
I think is the name of the song.
Yeah.
Which is used more effectively in the show Peaky Blinders on
Great.
Netflix, but was still used. I mean,
But they're the OG.
This movie, seeing it there, made me think that I could use that song in almost any kind of
Suspenseful.
gear up, suspenseful
Yeah.
scene, and it would work perfectly. So
Is it public
maybe
domain?
don't watch Peaky Blinders, so that when we inevitably use it, it will seem more
Because
original.
if you do, they will own that
Yeah.
song for you. It's
Yeah.
such a good show. Cillian Murphy. Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah. Oof. Brilliant, man.
Tom Hardy too shows up.
Yeah. Isn't Adrian Brody supposed to be joining, or did he already join the cast?
He was in last season.
He was? Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't watched the new one.
Adrian, that's the one from the piano knot.
That's the nose man from King
Yeah.
Kong.
Yep.
Which is also on my
from
list.
Your King Kong.
It's just...
From Peter Jackson's King
I
Kong.
don't know why.
Bronx
I do
Lockpicker
know why.
commented again. He's on a Frower House binge right now.
All right.
Or thank you, Bronx Lockpicker.
We
60.
like you.
Yeah, I've never had someone
Who's-
binge my channel before.
Who's the other?
I know
Yes,
of.
you have. I've been to your channel.
Oh yeah,
I've been
biggest
to your
fan
channel.
right here.
I've been to your channel.
Well, lucky you guys. You get to
That's when I was
sit with the master.
working in 8 to 5 and actually working for an hour a day and having nothing else to do, so.
Well, then that's why we need to produce more content, so Emma has things to watch at work.
I don't do that anymore. Now I work 70 hours a week. I hate it. I love it. I can make a living.
Who's the other? I know we're going back to this unrelated Adrian Brody conversation, but who is the one from the OC whose name also has either Adrian or Brody in it?
I don't know.
And he was in Shazam, and he was in the Land of Women.
Shazam, like
Like in the new Shazam.
Like-
I need to see Shazam.
the main
but-
guy?
No.
I
No,
like
he
to
doesn't show. He only shows it. It's kind of a spoiler. So, anyway, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Don't say anything about Shazam.
Yeah.
By the time this releases, hopefully I'll have seen Shazam.
Same.
Ask me if I've seen Shazam in the comments. I'll let you know.
I'm gonna look it up. But his name has both Adrian or it has either Adrian or Brody in it.
Is his name Brody Adrian?
No, I don't think so. Pretty sure not. Adam Brody.
Adam Brody.
It was an A and it had Brody, and he's funny. You know Adam Brody.
I don't know.
You know Adam Brody.
Show me a picture.
All right.
I don't know.
What are so many last minute things you want to say about the movie, Alex?
It was good. I'm not usually a fan of the slasher genre. I do really love horror movies. there's a bunch of horror movies in my top 25, but they're all kind of the more supernatural horror. So Oculus, The Witch, It Follows. That's like my horror kind of thing. Any of that, and usually like slashers like Halloween. I could give or take, Texas Chainsaw, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th. All those I'm like not real big into, but I really enjoyed this. I love horror comedy as a genre. And so this being kind of the first and being still holding up as good as it is, I like it.
Yeah.
I know
it does hold up.
Yeah, I was expected to be the negative one here, but I'm not. I genuinely say it's a pretty solid movie.
And there's the biggest plot twist we've been waiting for.
What?
Which this is going to be the first one that they end up seeing, so no one even knows that that's a plot twist.
Yeah.
First time.
If you keep watching, I may be more negative about some of these movies.
We can only hope.
But we'll see. I don't know. It's always top
like Courtney
25.
Cox said, we can only hope there will be more murders.
Yeah.
I hated it. I adored it. Yeah, now having watched it for a while, I more than anything, I will say again, the charisma of the actors and the way that they've played their characters kind of made the movie for me.
Yeah, they went.
Yeah, because
above.
Not that the plot falls flat for me at all, and I do love all the twists and turns, and there's a nice balance of wit and comedy and gore, but it is the characters that make the movie for me.
Yeah, it could be definitely a very gory movie.
Yeah.
Very
it could have been a
violent.
lot of things, but I think Wes Craven just like floated down this very balanced line of horror comedy.
Better than Nightmare on Elm Street, I guess.
It's a damn good movie, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yep.
If
you want to introduce your friends to horror? Scream.
I'd rate it a B+ or an A, which is very high on a horror scale.
Yeah.
Because
I'd give it a solid B.
I look at horror films expecting something to just be fun at the most. I don't ever look at horror as something that I expect to be a genuinely good movie. Horror is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Especially because, horror movies get pumped out so quickly.
Yeah.
A lot of things are just done. It's very hard to do something original.
I got so turned off by them in, the mid-2000s because all of those, first-hand shaky camera movies were coming out. I do love... Oh my god, I have one to add to my list. I gotta bump something off. I love Cloverfield. I love that movie. It's good.
It's funny that you mentioned shaky cam. This was a very solid movie, literally.
Yeah.
A ton of tripod shots.
I know what you're saying.
They do have a lot of slanted angles. Like when she's getting off the bus in one scene and walking to her house after her dad leaves. I love that shot.
Yeah, you're right. It has a lot of slanted angles and a lot of tripod shots. Not a whole bunch of hand cam.
But you know which movies I'm talking about.
Yes.
The found
have
footage.
all
Found
the
footage.
same. Yeah, the found footage
Found
movies.
footage / mockumentary.
They
Turn
really
me off.
overdid found footage after Blair Witch. Although I will say, if you are a supernatural horror fan, Paranormal Activity 3 is the best of the franchise. Very underrated. Pretty ingenious use of the found footage.
That's the only one I've seen.
They turn it on its head. It's done. It's like a period piece almost of the 80s. And they have to do it differently instead of kind of more like security cameras and stuff, or even handheld. They do a lot of weird stuff with the cameras, and I think Paranormal Activity 3 is the best of those films.
Yeah. This movie has all the good elements you want in a film.
It does.
It does.
It also struck me that it almost is a period piece now.
Yeah.
It is.
Like landlines and that
It's
being
so fun
that being a major draw of like none of these horror aspects work without a landline, which is now
what
like
were you
dated...
doing with a cell phone?
Yeah, because if I get a call from a number that I don't recognize, I would never pick up.
Yeah.
And so
the
killer could no longer.
I'd be worried it's something important.
Yeah.
Maybe someone wants to do business.
But then they're going to leave a mess. Everybody who is important will leave a message, and then I'll immediately call them back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so I just ignore calls. So that killer would never be able to...
I mean,
he would be able to kill me, but he wouldn't be able to, play mind games with me first. So it's a period piece in that, the whole method of execution seems even less... it was probably more scary in the 90s, where you could pick up your phone and a murderer could be on the other end, where it's now, I have no fear of ever accidentally accepting a call from a murderer.
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't have that fear anymore. I'm glad that you can
but
sleep
you can
tonight.
sleep at night.
Yeah. I'm not going to go to sleep, being afraid when a phone rings, unless it is a landline, and then I've got
Because nothing's going to keep you from sleeping.
That's true. Not even. That's a movie I would have let the killer kill me. Is Nightmare on Elm Street.
We
I would
never
have just
figured
gone to
out
sleep.
who was gonna survive. We split up.
Yeah.
We never did.
I could see you surviving, Emma. I could. But that's also mainly, if this is a horror movie, just the fact that you're a female automatically puts you in an advantage and me and Alex at a disadvantage.
That is true.
And Alex is funnier than me, so he's gonna last longer.
Another thing about Scream that fucking rules: Sydney and Gail.
Oh yeah.
Kick ass.
Badass women.
Yeah.
Definitely like badass women.
Yep.
Yeah, very good, strong
Love it.
female characters.
Yeah. Sydney is a really strong character.
Yeah.
I like her.
Girl's gone through some shit, and
Yeah.
spoiler alert, she goes through more shit in the next movie.
What?
Because she's in the next movie.
Yes.
That makes sense.
We'll
And
watch
so is Gail.
we'll watch Scream 2. Yeah. The whole cast
Just a
pretty
big
much
fan of
returns for
Courtney
the
Cox.
entire
Yeah, that's good. They bring back the movie reference guy who works at the video store.
Yes. Like, anyone that was in this first movie that survived, I'm pretty sure is in the next movie.
That's good.
It's a good movie.
Is it Wes Craven did the second one?
He did all
four
of them. He did all 4. That's
good.
probably why there's not going to be a Scream 5. Because
That's okay.
he died.
I think that's okay.
No, Scream 4 ended it on a high
Yeah.
note. A mediocrely high note.
Did he die recently?
He died like 2 years ago at this point.
Okay, yeah, because weren't they talking about Scream 5 before he died? Yeah.
And then they said, we're not going to do it.
Just shelve it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
good. Good.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess
Disney, if you're watching this, let things die sometimes. It's okay.
Excuse me, I'd let Disney make
Disney
Scream.
executives,
Lilo, don't
if
do
you
it.
happen
Don't
to
do
find
Lilo
the
and
Frower
Stitch.
House channel, things are allowed to go away.
Oh, if Disney's watching this right now, then I can just go off. on a
Also,
tangent
give me a
really
job,
quick.
please. But
Don't.
But give me a job on something new.
I don't like Disney that much.
Well, don't you know the thing? You have to work on a bunch of old stuff that they want you before they'll even give you a chance at a new thing.
I'll do the Song of the South reboot. Tristan can edit that out.
I'm not sure if I want to.
Give me my live action Atlantis, and then we'll talk.
You clearly weren't serious, so I'll right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. Serious.
Okay.
I've never seen Song of the
Have
South.
either of you seen the Florida
I
Project?
haven't either. Disney is
I
going
love
like
the
door to
Florida
door with a
And you still
sledgehammer.
like Disney?
Huh?
That wasn't
I don't know.
directed
You
at
seen the
Disney.
Florida Project?
The what?
The Florida Project.
I live the Florida Project.
The movie, The Florida
I know it wasn't
No.
exactly directed to Disney, but I mean, come on.
No, I haven't. Okay,
You
we're gonna.
haven't?
I haven't
Shit.
seen it.
Okay. Yeah, well, we can.
We'll wrap this up on that note. If you guys are here for the whole hour, then that's great. Thanks for watching.
It's
We
been an
appreciate
hour?
you. Yeah.
What?
No, these are basically podcasts on video format. It's a
Aw.
video podcast, and then I'll release the audio as a podcast.
I had fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna show these to Master of the Ring a trilogy now. Because,
Yay! Also, I survive.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Probably.
I think so.
Just, again, I can't stress this enough. Dye your hair brunette, you'll probably live.
No.
Because blondes, I can't
I've
think
done
of a
that.
movie where they.
It looks okay.
I can't. Can you think of a horror movie where the blonde survives?
All the Boys Love Mandy Lane.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay. Dope.
All right, bye guys. Signing off or whatever. We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Until next week at the same time. Good night. That's how I've just been signing off everything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's a Hitchcock reference.